Week number 3 is all about the hip. So we're going to open up with one positioning of the pelvis. A lot of people don't know how to do it. We're going to do a pre-test. We're going to do some mobilizations, some static stretching, and then a retest. So when it comes to positioning, we've got two main things. We have anterior pelvic tilt, which you see a lot of people have, so really overactive through the hip flexor. And we have a posterior pelvic tilt. So first off, we just need to teach people what each one is. So if you put your middle finger on the bony prominence in the front of your hip, put your thumb on the back of your waistline, push your middle finger back. It's called anterior pelvic tilt. Push your thumb forward, posterior pelvic tilt. Just get people to learn to articulate both of those. We call these twerking drills. So anterior pelvic tilt, happy cat or Instagram booty, is a bad position to be in. Put yourself into anterior pelvic tilt and try to squeeze your glutes. You can't do it. Tuck your thumb underneath. We call this sad dog or posterior pelvic tilt. Your glutes should already be active. You should be able to squeeze them really hard. So getting people to understand what each of these positions is going to be the hard part. Once they can understand what it is to be upright and moving with their fingers, we want to teach them how to do it up against the wall. So we want to try and posterior pelvic tilt, smash your lumbar up against the wall, and get rid of this space here in the lumbar region. Once they can hang on or handle that and do it up against the wall, we'll go ahead and put them all the way flat on the ground and practice those hollow drills. So flat on their back, trying to smash their back, trying to tuck their pelvis underneath and really get into this nice pretty hollow. If they need to ball up, they can ball up. Once they've learned how to articulate and move their body how we need them to do, we're just going to do a pre-test. So just the standard squat test. Give them a couple squats, 5 to 10, see how they feel. Then we're going to open up the hips with a couple of mobilizations. First one we're going to do is a knee-to-knee sway. So I'm going to lay flat on my back, feet about shoulder width apart. I'm going to let both my knees fall off to the left. So I'm stretching the internal rotators and the external rotators of opposite hips, and then I'll sway them back to the right. So what we're going to start off with is 20 knee-to-knee sways each side. They can position their feet a little bit wider or a little bit more narrow, depending on what they need. Once they've done that, they'll stand up and we're going to do 20 Cossack squat slides on each side. Heels down, chest is up proud. We're going to slide our weight as far as we can to the right. Keeping our butt low, we're going to slide all the way to the left. Again, heels down, chest is up tall. From the side, feet out wide, slide off to one. Try and keep that foot flat. If I have to bring the toes up, I can. Slide back to the left. And we're going to do 20 Cossack slides on both sides. From there, we're going to do a big static stretch. So something probably 95-99% of the people in our programs need to do to open up those hip flexors and quads from sitting so much. Get yourself an ab mat. We call it the couch stretch. The goal is to put your knee as close to the wall as possible. Point your toes or plantar flex. Squeeze that glute. So in this case, it's my right side, so I'm going to tuck my right butt cheek underneath, get my chest up tall, and then just stretch this out. We're going to hold this for 2 minutes on each side. When you're done, you can put your hands down, swap knees, place the other foot down. If this is too much, you might have to have someone keep that extra knee down, or they might just have to keep hands flat to the floor. But again, we're going to hang out here for 2 minutes each. Once they're done with that, we're going to go back to those Cossack squat slides and back to those knee-to-knee sways. Then we're just going to retest them. Have them try those same 5 to 10 squats again, see how much better they feel, see if we can notice an improved range of motion. Maybe we need to videotape them while they squat so they can see the actual physical changes that they did in those 5 to 10 minutes.